The first big thing that I really wanted to talk about is the key leadership themes that I see coming up from all kinds of spaces. And they're pretty consistent, and there won't be any surprises in here, but I think it's important just to recap to make sure that, they're in consideration for you and your executive team and your senior leaders, or not so senior leaders. And everyone's got a contribution to make, because if we don't focus on those things, then there's a real risk of just not being in the game anymore and not having an organisation or a business that is in a great position to contribute. So what are the key leadership themes for 2025? As I said, no surprises. Uncertainty, we're just going to have more of that. Change is a given. It's just the accelerated rate of change. It's going to continue to accelerate. So it's not about, this change will end. It's more about how do we operate in a consistently accelerating, changing environment. Cybersecurity, of course, is a big one. Talent, of course. What else? Climate change, very key, and some really interesting stuff came out of the PwC annual global CEO survey. So if you haven't seen that, grab a copy of that. Around the value of focusing on things like cybersecurity and climate change. And then, of course, the massive one is the incredible meteoric rise of AI and all of the questions that raises and all of the opportunities that are there to be leveraged now and well, of course, into the future. So those are the key themes that I'm seeing. And it's important that we do make sure that we are considering those things in our planning, in our strategy making, in our visioning for the future, because without paying attention to those things, there's a real risk that you have a vulnerability, that you are not well prepared or well positioned, and you're at risk of, not having a sustainable business or organisation. And of course, I don't want that for you. I think the other thing for me that's really important is that if I take an even bigger step back, we need to think about leadership much more holistically. Leadership is not just about leading people. It's thought leadership. It's, community leadership, societal leadership. And I think that leaders at all levels really need to recognise the difference that they can make, even as an individual, but on so many levels or dimensions. So those are some of the key themes for this year that I believe should be squarely in your consideration.